books. Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
Playing.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, May 23rd. We're ready for another great day of playoff action in the NBA and NHL, plus 4 games in the WNBA and Major League Baseball schedule, including an early start here for our day after the postponements there. We'll have Baltimore and Boston here for a day game this morning. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Thank you to those of you who joined us last night here on the Sports Money Network in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks, as we had live companion coverage last night of the NBA and NHL games, and hopefully were able to be with us there last night. How about the Oklahoma City Thunder rolling there over the Minnesota Timberwolves last night in game number 2 there to take the lead in the series with the relatively easy victory. Didn't seem like they were ever headed there in the game last night, grabbing that win over the Thunder here. And look, their game had its moments there, certainly. I don't think the Timberwolves can go crying again about getting to the free throw line. They had every opportunity, it felt like, to earn their way to the line, but it was a better Thunder team with the win there yesterday. 118 to 104 as Shea Gilgeous-Alexander accepted his MVP award, then went out and scored 38 points to prove it last night. Edwards, 32 points. Julius Randle, just 6 points this time around. Said that's what they're going to need to solve. Talking about the Thunder, and they did that. Take that 2-0 series lead. How'd you folks do in the game yesterday? I want to say hello to everyone stepping in here already this morning to join us, including Robert McCormick is here. Twisted is here as well. Johnny Walker, nice to have J-Dub there in the chat. And Flea Mathis here as well. Damon says that's it. Well, hey, Damon, maybe so. I mean, does look like the Thunder is the best, are the best. But hey, Minnesota gets their chance at home too. So we'll see. But 2-0 lead there certainly yesterday in that victory. So all right, and let's see also here real quick in the NHL last night. Let's see how it went for you guys there in that one. I will mention, I want to mention our winner there across the street there with my premium pick over at Tony's Picks there last night with the Oklahoma City Thunder here. Look, I was on the under in the game, and it was, pretty much going over the whole time. So, okay, anyway, In the NHL last night, yes, we did have the Florida Panthers here on the show yesterday. Look, talked about maybe it would be a kind of a repeat performance. That was just that. A convincing victory there for Florida. Now that one, if you want to put it in the refrigerator, maybe that one is more worthy of it. 2 straight road victories in dominating fashion here for the Florida Panthers. Man, they scored early, they scored often, and really it was never. Carolina did score. Remember, even though it was 5-0, their goal was taken off. Remember the board there. So they did score. They got on the board and was going to be 4-1, and well, they were offside. So Panthers scored 3 goals on the first 5 shots of the game to win. So Florida, their first 5 shots anyway. So Florida leads the series as they head back to home ice. That's a little bit different, right? And man, dominating there. And yeah, I had the under as well with my premium pick over there at Tony's Picks. So did have that major winner as well. And roll here with also some baseball coverage, but I got a few more people to say hi to here. Sancho's ready to go. Twisted says sweep coming up. Good night, Munchie is here. It said had uh, Reese there. On her boy, minus 25. Oh man, rough night there for the Sky once again. There it felt like, right? All right, let me cover. I'll go ahead and cover the WNBA here in between. We'll do the baseball here in just a second because we did have some winners there. I had another winner over at Tony's last night with the under in the game between Indiana and Atlanta. Look, I was on here calling for Atlanta to get that cover at home. It was Indiana in the end that got the money. No doubt about it. So I had a L there here on the show, going with the Atlanta Dream there yesterday. I had them plus maybe 4.5 when we were here on the show, right? But the margin landed 5. So Fever gets the money. Congratulations to everyone there on that one. I was on the short end there, taking the 4.5 and lost by half a point. That's the way it goes there. But we did have here on the show yesterday a winner with the New York Liberty. Easy victory there yesterday for the Liberty. And not only that, the Chicago Sky, their 2 losses there. You see, talking about it there in the chat with Good Night Munchie. These are basically the 2 worst victories from any team, margin of victory wise, in WNBA history with the Chicago Sky right now, or the worst 2 losses in the history of this league, back to back for the margin of victory. Chicago Sky, a really, really bad shape right now. Yes, they were playing maybe the best team in the league there, and they played a good team before that too. But right now, Chicago, a little bit of a rough situation there with the Sky. They're not any better than last year, it feels like. So, all right. All right, let's take a look here now at some of the scores here. Just watching those markets here. Good, nice start here. Thanks to the president for shouting out Apple and sending the market down big time early this morning. Always opportunity to make some more money there when that happens. Let's look at the card in Major League Baseball there from yesterday, and take a look at some of the action from the Diamond. We did have another winner over there, Tony's, yesterday with the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees game to go under. Yeah, we had the under in that pitchers duel for sure. I think we said it here on the show, even though I did go with the Yankees there yesterday to get a run line victory. That wasn't going to happen in a 1-0 game there with Texas and the Yankees. Carlos Rodon, 6 scoreless innings, improved to 6-3, a 2.88 ERA with that performance. And New York is now 30-19. We did have Toronto here on the show yesterday over the Padres. So Padres went down to defeat again 6 straight losses for the Padres. It did go 11 innings. Toronto didn't walk off fashion there a little bit. Padres had 3 different leads in the game and couldn't hang on. Gavin Sheets did have a home run and 5 RBI, but the Blue Jays were able to come through. Varsho, 3 RBIs in that one, and Lukes had the winner again with the game-winning single in the 11th inning. Also, we did have a winner here on the show yesterday with the Los Angeles Angels over the Athletics. How about that one? They won their 7th game in a row. Man, they might have some big crowds this weekend, these hot Angels right now, as they continue to move up the standings there a little bit. Angels now, they're the 3rd place team here, at least a game back of Texas, but they're right there with them. They're in 4th, actually, but have the same number of losses as Texas. So Angels get it done there yesterday. Great job there. Taylor Ward continues to roll, grand slam, and everyone's favorite Ohapi, their solo home run in that one. And also had the winner with the total over on the Cover the Spread show on YouTube in that game. Also, did have winner here on the show, Cleveland and Detroit game to go under yesterday. We did call for that here with the Guardians in that game against Detroit. Carlos Santana, 2-run double in that one, but we did have the under in that one. Also, winner over there at Tony's with Atlanta and Washington game to go. Let's see. I want to make sure we get this one right. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It was Mikey Money that had the winner. That's what it was. We had the winner here on the show. We had the Washington Nationals on the run line yesterday against Atlanta, but Mikey Money had the winner on pre-gaming with the total there to go over. Good job, Mikey. We had fun last night on the show. I did also I think that's it for the baseball winners there yesterday. So let's get into the show here a little bit. I'll do a little commercial. Hopefully I'm still on the air here. You can get my plays every day over at winnable.com/Ramon. These are my sports money premiums. Here we send out hopefully some winners here. Just took a loss so in tennis this morning early on here. The matches are just getting underway here, but also, let me see what it was here. There was a retirement here just a few moments ago. I think Maya Joint was able to advance after just looking at it here in tennis. Tom Lianovich had to retire, and Maya Joint advances. Also, Hurkacz over Offner today. I had Offner in that one. So just underway here, Rybakina and Haddad Maya, and also Osorio and Christian just getting underway. Golf is also going right now, and John Pack, of course, was leading here, but he got her up at 5 under here early on. So we'll see how that shakes down. Scotty Scheffler, despite being 5 strokes back, was the favorite heading into the round. It's almost a carbon copy of last week, considering that Scheffler was also kind of a 5-2 pick last week after the first round, and we know he went on to win. So maybe it's a good time to try Scotty Scheffler again here, even though you're going to have to make up 5 strokes. Hey, you get my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon, and I'll have some plays today in the major leagues as well as WNBA. We're going to preview them all here in just a moment. So check me out over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off my premium pick package there. over at winnable.com. So appreciate that. Just kind of getting rolling here a little bit. And there we go. Oh, boy. All right, there I am. Oh, there's the address there, winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM. All right. Say hello to a few more. Let's get rolling. Kevin here talking about Tom Leonovich with that advance. And Tino's here today as well. Hi, Tino. Good to see you. Let's get to the action here right now in the postseason and give some picks out. Talk about these games here today with the Pacers taking on the Knicks here in this game number 2 with Indiana leading here 1-0. And well, I don't know if much has changed for me here heading into the game 2. Said I like the Pacers in this series. I'm probably going to have to roll with them here, right? Getting these points again today because, look, the Knicks are still favored here by 6 tonight, and the total is mostly right around there at 225. I'd say we're actually seeing a slight move here back up a little bit. Maybe 224.5's out there at a lot of places right now, but get ready to go here at game 2 tonight. And can the Pacers do it again? Well, the odds makers say no, and the odds makers say the Knicks are favored here by 6 points again. So expecting them to come out and completely solve the Indiana Pacers here as if there's not some type of edge that the Pacers seem to hold. That's the way I feel about this, and I feel about this series. But you got to give the Knicks some credit here. But to cover 6 points, I mean, feels like winning the game is going to be hard enough in this matchup, doesn't it? Indiana's covered 5 of their last 6 games here right now, having won 7 of their last 8. Yeah, the Knicks have still won 9 of the last 13 matchups between these two teams overall, although Indiana is 4-2 against the spread their last 6 games against the New York Knicks. The Knicks have gone under in 8 of their last 12 games at home, but 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Indiana's gone over in 6 of their last 8 games. So we can get ready in the chat if you want to make a pick or a comment. I'd appreciate it, but if not, no problem. I'll guess I'm already on the record here the way I'm leaning. I'll take them as my pick here on the show with the Indiana Pacers. I think they'll be able to threaten in this game all the way against the Knicks here. It does seem like that comeback last game, if you will. Look, the Pacers were not going to even cover in that game before that incredible run there at the end of the game to close that deficit. And, not only that, but also pull off the biggest. We talk about the Knicks and the biggest collapse in NBA playoff history. It also turns out to be basically the biggest rally in NBA playoff history, too. So let's see. Yeah, we finally got some comments in the chat. It's not all about me here, you guys. All right. Terrell says he'd like to see the Pacers play aggressively here, and they'd win easy if they did that. Robert likes the Pacers here. Johnny Walker says New York Knicks and Indiana to go over in the first half at 109. And that can't be right. Maybe that's an alternative line, I guess, right? What is the current? I think it's got to be about 109 and a half. 109 and a half. Okay, you got it right. My bad there, Johnny. 109 and a half. I thought for some reason I saw 111, but maybe I was. Did it open higher there in the first half? Yep, it's right. It's right. Get it now, he says. I think that means Johnny thinks it could go a little bit higher. But anybody who's seen what I saw on this series a little bit, look, I mean, hey, I get it, 225, and hey, after we saw, what happened in the opener, I guess it could be. And Johnny likes it to start fast and start over. Here, remember the way I portrayed it uh, after game one, or recapped it yesterday, saying the Knicks went about it all wrong, right? They're like, hey, because everyone kind of knew, right, coming in, they said, hey, the Pacers, they uh, were, a lot of the handicappers on these shows, even on the national shows too, were like, Barkley said it. Indiana high score, Indiana wins. Low score, the Knicks win. Well, okay, maybe that was the case because it turned out to be obviously a high scoring game there in that game. Well, throw out the overtime; it was going over before overtime, but just the fact that to me, the Knicks kind of wanted to match the pace of the Pacers, right? And Pacers were going fast. Yes, the field goal percentage was high there early on, but there were a lot of easy shots that went down too. And I just thought it was the wrong approach. And by the end of the game, although the Knicks, the the um, theory or the conclusion was the Pacers were just did a better job of the Knicks choked. To me, the Knicks were gassed. The Knicks were tired because they tried to play at the pace. They should be the one. I actually think to draw back even one step further back, I think the Pacers would actually be better off playing at a slower pace against the Knicks. But if the Knicks wanted to engage like they did, they just buried themselves into a hole. It felt like by the end of the game. So if Johnny's right and it does go over in the first half, I think we'll see the same thing. We could see the Knicks hanging in there, maybe leading this game, and then maybe again, maybe go the same way, and the Pacers end up coming on strong from behind. Like I said, I think if the Knicks could actually contain themselves and say, "Hey, we're not gonna get all involved in that. We're gonna use our possessions up. We're not gonna shoot with 14 seconds left on the shot clock every time." Look, you want to take open shots. Final. All right. And Terrell says the Knicks fan, he's on the Knicks fan saying that they're putting this pressure on, and that's what happens in New York. So, all right. I think that's it from you guys. Not much from you guys in the chat. I know these playoff games are tough. So I'll make the call here, and I'm taking the Indiana Pacers here. Maybe even to win it again. I'm just taking the points, of course, here in this one. I'm on Indiana in the series. Everyone saw that before game one. Here on this show, on some other shows as well. So still riding with them, and I'll take them here plus the points. Hey, look, Knicks might win this one. Let's make it a series here, possibly, but I don't know if they can cover, especially after what we saw in the collapse in the last game. They'd be just tough enough for the Knicks to win this game, much less cover the spread. So I'm going to take the points again with the Pacers. All right. I'll move on to hockey. Not much from the chat in this one. And I know these games are tough. Let me, real quick here, cover the steam that came in on the Baltimore Orioles here just a few moments ago in their matchup today with Boston. You might have heard the steam in the background there, and that's what happened with Baltimore in game number. Let me make sure I get it right. It is in game number one with Povich and Bello. Steam here on Baltimore down to plus $1.05 or so, maybe even money here right now. The steam is on Baltimore in game one with Povich there, the left-hander going up against Bello. Also, moments ago, we also had steam, believe it or not, on the Colorado Rockies in their matchup with the Yankees. So if you like discounts on good teams here, maybe the Yankees are still laying $2.90 here, even $3, but they started to sneak up a little bit. And the Sharps came in and took a little bit of Colorado. I don't know if that will convince you to go up against the Yankees here in that game is, man, Colorado playing the Phillies, they're playing the Yankees, and, well, maybe they'll find a way to win one. All right, let's go to also, while we were coming on the air here, the Cleveland Guardians took steam against Detroit in their game here today with Saccone and Jackson Jobe. Here, the Guardians could be up to minus $1.05 or so right now. They took the steam against Detroit. Jobe, I don't think the Tigers might have one loss with Jobe, or is it no losses? I think it's no losses with Jobe so far. I think they've won all of his starts, but the steam came in on the Guardians. Okay, let's go to hockey here real quick and say hello to Irish King here today. He had a good day here, he says. And Tino says, Judge, he's no good. Might be going on to have one of the best seasons of all time, but okay. Let's get to game number 2 here right now between the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Game number 2 with Dallas leading 1-0 after the 6-3 victory. The Edmonton Oilers led the game 3-1. There, talk about comebacks, collapses, what have you, and Dallas went right on by with those 5 straight goals for the win, and now they're favored again here, $1.20 total, 6.5. I think we're actually seeing a slight move here. Right now it's 6.5 under. We'll call it under 20. It might even be under 15 or so. Are we seeing a move here to the over in this one at 6.5 goals here today? After maybe, in the playoffs, you might be thinking to go under here with this big number at 6.5. But man, it didn't work out quite last game. There, did it? In that victory, 6-3, as we said. Let's talk about this one between the Oilers and the Stars here with Skinner going up against Ottinger here.
Steam play.
Dallas has been rolling it a little bit. Let me get some baseball steam here real quick on a total. I got to throw this in because it is in game number 1 again with Baltimore and Boston. We just saw the steam coming in Baltimore, and right behind it, the steam is also coming in on the over in this one between Baltimore and Boston. Total there was 9, but we're seeing it go up here. We're starting to see 9.5 unders here right now in the game between Baltimore and Boston. The steam is coming in on the over in that game. All right. But as far as the hockey is concerned here, let's see what you guys have in this one with Baltimore, with the Oilers and the Stars here today. You can roll in the chat and see how you're going to play it. I'm pretty much set to go. I'm going to play the total in this game, but cover some of the numbers here with these two. We got an Edmonton team that still won 8 of their last 10 games, but on the road it hasn't been quite as comfortable for Dallas here. They've won 7 straight games at home. They're 4-1 in their last 5. Dallas has gone under in 5 of their last 7. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams here in Dallas have gone under. Edmonton's also gone under in 14 of their last 17 or 19 games on the road. And also, I think that might be it. What is Dallas here? 7-1 at home in the playoffs right now, right? 7 straight at home. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's go ahead and get your plays here. They're starting to come in here in the chat. E. Burke says the Tigers are imposters. He says that they're a good start to the season, maybe kind of a fluke. Cash Kane is here today. He likes the Oilers to hang in there. He will take the 1.5 just in case in this one. Irish King says New York Knicks in the first quarter. And he adds his Oilers pick. He says they need this win or they're in trouble. I don't know if it's his pick. He's just saying he needs to win. Robert here does like Edmonton to bounce back at this win. Maybe they won't squander a lead this time, but look, Dallas has won 3 of the last 4 as well to kind of dial in a little bit on that series streak against the Stars. So, all right, that might be it from the chat. For me, I'm going with the over in this one. After what we saw last game, I would imagine somewhere along the line, maybe this game, maybe Edmonton will keep it closer here. Or I say keep it closer, right? Or maybe not give up if they were to get the lead here, but this one could end up in the 3-3 range or so. Look, it's obviously rated very, very close here. And Real Madrid Doge, hello, who says Oilers, Stars, doesn't matter. Florida's going to win the Stanley Cup in 6. I think he's saying Stanley Cup Cats in 6. I don't know if he's, or he could be just referring to the Eastern Conference Series, but nonetheless, Doge likes Florida. And Irish King there, he's got Florida in the series there for a Stanley Cup win as well. I'm on. Here's the thing. I'm on Edmonton with my only future left, I guess is a fair way to say it. But I placed that. It's a futures play. It wasn't a series play, so it was placed last season after the Oilers got eliminated. So I'm kind of in line here for Edmonton if they were to do something, but probably not my pick in this series going in or at this point. So I'm not calling it a hedge necessarily with Dallas, but I've kind of just been laying low a little bit on some of the series there because of the fact that I ended up on Edmonton to win it all, but it doesn't feel great now. And, if Edmonton gets back here kind of in the series, maybe there'll be an opportunity to do some hedging there because don't like what I'm seeing here right now from Edmonton. Who can after that last one, but maybe they can get it here today. Okay, steam coming in, Major League Baseball right now with Kansas City and Minnesota. Game total to go over. Steam rolling in here right now with KC and Minnesota. It was 7.5. 7.5 flat, but right now it's going up here to 7.5, heavily juiced to the over, or even 8 under here at this point with Kansas City and Minnesota here today. We're ready to go with our Major League Baseball coverage. Let's make sure. And we have broken up that doubleheader. Let's go ahead and put the first game up there because of the move here to Baltimore. Like I said, it was $1.25 and 9. Now we're looking at maybe $1. I don't know, dollar. Better call it $1.20. And the total here 9.5 under. There we go. I think that looks like the line. There we go. Bring it back up with the Red Sox at home against Baltimore. This is game 1. It is a day-night doubleheader here today. So this one goes at 1:35 Eastern and 10:35 a.m. here out west with Baltimore and Boston. There we go. For Bello here, comes into this one with a 4.02 ERA, 1.7 whip, 286 batting average against here for Bello. The Red Sox coming in averaging 4.7 runs per game. The Orioles just 3.8 runs per game, and they're allowing 5.6 runs per game. For Povich here, a 5.23 ERA, 1.45 whip, and a 3.19 batting average against both of these pitchers. They're somewhat mediocre here for sure at this point, but let's see what you've got in this one between Baltimore and Boston here. Going to the chat. And nothing from you guys, so better make my call here in this one. Give you guys one more second here, but there we go. I think the comments are coming in now. Nasty Nate's here today, and he likes the Red Sox first 5 in game 1. And Jim likes the over here. Real Madrid Doge says Orioles and over. And Tariq says give him the Red Sox. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Orioles here in game 1. Give me Baltimore here in this one. I'll roll with that steam a little bit. All right, next up, going to the regular card, the night card here right now with the Brewers taking on the Bucks here, and wow, we've got a pitching matchup here for sure with Skeens going up against Peralta here. Both pitchers very, very solid so far. For Peralta, 2.59 ERA, 193 batting average against, 1.0 whip. Coming into this one for Skeens, comes in with a 3-5 record. The Pirates are 3-7 when Skeens is on the mound, despite a 2.44 ERA here this season. 0.94 whip coming in, a batting average of 190 against him so far. So, look, Skeens is solid every time out. You know what you're getting with him here, but you know what you're not getting with the Pirates is any offense here right now. They're averaging just 3 runs per game this season. Brewers are averaging 4.3 runs per game so far. So what do you have here in this one with Milwaukee taking on Pittsburgh here this evening? Go to the chat a little bit, see what you got. I'm already on the record on the total in this game. If anybody has been watching me on that new show over the last month or two, Cover the Spread. So I'm going to cover the side is what I'm going to do in this one. We've got here, let's see. Robert does like the under here in this one for sure with these two guys. Jim Deweiger here, he likes the Pirates on the run line. Andrew was happy with the baseball picks. I was too, for the most part, and we also had some winners there with the late action as well with Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt was a pick with. I had some plays on the winnable there yesterday. Also had Michigan State on the run line there. We had also from the show last night, we gave out Houston and TCU under on the show there. And how about the St. Mary's Gonzaga game? I said go over 17 runs yesterday in the chat on the show, and it was 8-3 in the second inning. Did eventually go over. I think there were 21 runs scored in the game with St. Mary's and Gonzaga. Going to be a great day of college baseball for sure, and we'll be looking for some steam moves here today because the college action pretty much set to go here at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific. We're kind of eliminating some teams now, so the games start a little bit later today, but USC and Washington are ready to go here in just about an hour and a half. And an hour. All right, let's see here. Under for Doge in this one. There's Cash Kane on the Pirates. Jermaine will take Pittsburgh. Tariq is on Milwaukee. This one's a little bit back and forth, it feels like. And Twisted said he had Vandy, but also the Fullerton play didn't come through there yesterday. Yep, in that late game against Cal Poly. Thank you, Twisted, for being here. All right, I'm going to take the Milwaukee Brewers. I've got to take Milwaukee. I mean, they just don't get enough runs, and hey, if you got enough pitching to go up against Skeens, you might get there. I'm going to take Milwaukee here in this one at even money or so right now. You can get a little bit better than that everywhere. I'll call it even money. Here is Luis. He's on the under. All right, that's it for that one, I think. Let's move on to the Cubs taking on the Reds here. Another good pitching matchup right now with Matt Boyd going up against Hunter Green here for sure. Good matchup you got for Boyd. He's got a 2.98 ERA, 1.22 the whip, 259 batting average against. Does have a 318 BABIP, but for Hunter Green here, 2.37 the ERA, 0.81 whip, 224 batting average against, and the Reds are 2-6 to the under with Hunter Green on the mound so far this season. Reds are allowing just 3.8 runs per game, doing a great job with that pitching. Now, still, the Cubs are 10 games over 500. The Reds are 1 game under 500, but still going to be a closely rated game because of the way Hunter is pitching. The way Green is pitching right now for the Reds. Really clicking here at this point. So let's see how you have it here with the Cubs and the Reds. And we'll go to the chat. Get your plays in this one. And we've got, let's see here, Real Madrid says he likes Arizona here today in their matchup against West Virginia. Tariq is on the Cubs. Luis is on the Cubs as well here. And Cubs should be the better team there. And Twisted says, what do you use for the streaming? He says there. Well, I use the StreamYard, and I think that's what we use on the Sports Money Network. But we do the show last night, for example. I think they used some other software. I'm not sure. Jermaine here on the under. And Jermaine says, if you got an 8.5 in Cincinnati, it's probably going under. Robert says Cubs and under. And Terrell says we're just not seeing as many home runs right now. Real Madrid says he likes Cincinnati here. And so do I. I'm going to take Cincinnati. I kind of want to use it. I wanted to use it as a premium, but I'm going to go with it here on the show as my pick here. Cincinnati minus $1.05 or so with today. Next up is San Francisco and Landon Roop taking on Washington and Mackenzie Gore here in this one. The Washington Nationals, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball. Thank you for noticing here with a little bit of a winning streak anyway. Not overwhelming, but certainly a pretty good run here right now for the Nats after winning a couple games there against Atlanta. Now they're going to host San Francisco here. Of course, the Nationals swept the Orioles before that, so a little bit of a good run here for sure. Giants are coming off that series loss to Kansas City coming into this one, although they did have a day off in between here. So we got for the Giants here with Landon Rupp. 4.3 ERA, 277 batting average against here, 1.45 the whip. For Mackenzie Gore, the left-hander, he's got a 3.67 ERA and a 257 batting average against, but a 379 BABIP. Both these guys have struggled a little bit there, so they've actually done a pretty good job to keep those ERAs down. Maybe that's why Rope is. The Giants are 5-4 with Roop on the mound for the Nationals. Gore, he's 2-4 in 10 starts, and the Nats are 4-6 with him on the mound here. But even despite these pretty high numbers here, I mean, Gore is probably one of the best strikeout pitchers in the league right now. That helps as well when you're kind of putting guys on base there a little bit. And like I said, maybe he has pitched in a little bit of luck for the most part, but I'm going to go under here in this game with San Francisco and Washington. Washington's gone 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10. Now, San Francisco, interestingly, Here they are. Are they the underdog now in this game? I got to flip flop this, right? I think Washington's actually more of the favorite here, maybe at $1.15 or so. We'll call them the favorite, and the total is 8. Under 15 could be 8 flat here, but now the Nationals are the favorite. Now, I'm still going to go under as my play, but it should be noted, and I think we've talked about it before. I think we've capitalized on it before. San Francisco is 15-3-1 to the over as an underdog this season. They're also 16-7 to the over on the road, and Washington is an over team at home, but I'm going to go under in the matchup tonight with San Francisco and Washington. Got some picks here, some more picks from you here right now in this one. Let's see what we got. Make sure I get them all in there. I might start over here. Cash Kane, Giants money line. Tariq says Nats first 5 and under in the first 5. Robert says take the Nats. Cubs for Irish King back in that other game. Luis is on the Nats here. Final. Good to have Luis here, by the way. Irish King says go over here in this one. Irish King. Also Pittsburgh, first 3 with schemes. And Jim says go with the Giants here. And Robert says the Nats are hot coming in, right? Man, this is a good run for the Nats here. And consider also Giants not great against left-handers so far this season. 4-12 so far for a Giants team that's 29-21. So 25-9 against right-handers, 4-12 against lefties. All right, let's move to the Blue Jays taking on the Rays in a division matchup here with Lauer, the left-hander, going here for Toronto, and Rasmussen goes for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay here right now is, let's get the price here. It's not quite $1.45. We could take it down, I guess, to $1.40 here. And the total is, not, for the most part, I'd say 9 flat. Maybe it is slightly juiced to the under right now with Tampa Bay here at home. In this one, you've got for Lauer. He comes in with a 2.25 ERA, just 1 start, but 4 appearances. So far, a .83 whip and a 240 BABIP coming in, 175 batting average against. For Rasmussen, pretty solid numbers here so far for the Tampa Bay starter. 9 starts, 2-4 record, but a 2.93 ERA and a 1.0 whip. 214 batting average against, a 246 BABIP, pretty good here. Rasmussen 3-6 to the under in his 9 starts, but also Tampa Bay just 3-6 overall in his starts. Tampa Bay 3 games under 500. Toronto is actually now a game over 500. So let's see what you got here in this one right now in the national in the American League East standings here right now. It is Toronto in second place still, while Tampa Bay is in 4th place. So far, it is, as we know, man, the American, these are some tough divisions here in the American League. It feels like those bad National League teams are the ones that are kind of losing the interleague games, and maybe the American League, I think, has been better. That's what they said anyway, right? All right, go to the comments here in this one with Toronto and Tampa Bay. See Novak Djokovic here taking the court, ready to go. But I want to get your play here in this one, Toronto and Tampa Bay. Go to the comments here right now with, let's see here. Irish King, not a fan of group there of the Giants. Luis is on the under here in this one. Jermaine says Toronto money line. Sancho, hello. Irish King here on the over in this one. Jim says, take the Rays. I think Jermaine is looking at my losses from yesterday. All right. Under for Doge. Robert liking the under here as well. Yeah, if you look at these two teams, right, you got a Tampa Bay team right now, 9-15 to the under as a favorite. Toronto 9-12 to the under on the road. Tampa Bay 9-17 to the under at home. Terrell though does like the over in this one. Robert went under. Did I say that already there? All right. Well, I guess I better make my call in this one. I like the side as a premium, so gonna have to kind of default feels like to the total here in this one. I'm not too fond of it, but I think if anything here, man, I'm gonna end up on the under here in this one as well. All right, give me the under there, Toronto and Tampa Bay here on the show. Okay, a little bit of college baseball steam. Want to get these to you so we can have some fun today. And it's Texas A&M. You guys taking the steam here right now. A&M a big underdog here today. Let's see if I get this right here. Want to make sure I get the matchups right a little bit. All right, so A&M, I got one more here right behind it, but A&M taking the steam here in this matchup. Look, like I said, Texas A&M, I do have a futures pick on them to win the national championship. They've gone down here a little bit with a couple of wins, but you can still get them at least 25-1 if you're interested. Now, they are playing LSU today. This is going to be a tough game. LSU is favored, but the steam has come in on Texas A&M in the matchup here against LSU. Also, WNBA steam just moments ago, Washington and the Las Vegas Aces. This one did get as high as 168.5. It opened as low, I believe, of 164. So went all the way up to 168.5, and now is starting to come back down a little bit with steam here to the under. It was just moments ago also 169.5 at some spots. So it did go all the way up there, but now we're seeing it come back down on some steam, maybe a little head fake here overnight. All right. And let's see here. We got some more comments coming in with Twisted says Toronto bullpen pretty taxed after that game against the Padres there. At least the Padres, they didn't need much bullpen in those other games when they were shutting the Padres out. Sancho likes Joker to smash here against Cam Nori. Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, these are the ones that Joker sometimes, it's not major, so sometimes he exits. Here's Irish King. He's on the over easy here with the Toronto and Tampa Bay. Okay. Next up, look at this one, huh? We got the matchup here between the Dodgers and the Mets tonight. And Kershaw making his second start. Look, it wasn't great in the first start, that's for sure. He gave up runs early, gave up more runs, and I think Kershaw is going to be not going to be. I think it's proven that Kershaw needs a little work to get unwound a little bit. When you got as many moving parts as Kershaw does feel like it could take him a couple of starts here to get things rolling here right now. So we'll see what you got here with this one. But look at this great matchup here with Griffin Canning. Look, you got to give Canning a lot of credit. 2.47 ERA. Nobody saw this coming except maybe the Mets. They're the one who acquired him. Canning is 5-1 so far this season, and the Mets are 8-1 with Griffin Canning on the mound so far this season. Canning has a 2.47 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP, 243 batting average against, and a 295 BABIP. So, look, maybe Canning has been a little bit lucky, but hey, the Mets have this great pitching. They're allowing just 3.2 runs per game so far this season. The Dodgers, meanwhile, are averaging 5.7 runs per game coming in. They'll need it here, it feels like today. Dodgers are also allowing 4.4 runs per game, but it's, good matchup here. You got the Mets 30-20 coming in, and the Dodgers 31-19. So should be the maybe one of the best series of the weekend for sure here with the Dodgers and the Mets. The Dodgers come in right now having won 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Overall, Mets have lost 5 of their last 7 games coming in, although they've won 15 of their last 20 at home. Dodgers are just 2-4 in their last 6 games overall. Mets have gone under in 7 of their last 8, but 7 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, and the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Right now it's mostly 8.5 overs, but there also is some 9 unders. So let me call it 8.5. I'll call it 8.5 over 20, but that might be a little bit shortchanging it because there's some 9 unders out there, but I like the under. With the Dodgers and the Mets in this one. Let's go to the comments in the chat. I like the under here, even with this this series history there a little bit. Dodgers have gone under in 4 of their last 6 games on the road, but 6 of their last 9 overall have gone over that on those home games. So, all right, here we go. Dodgers and Mets with you guys. Sancho's on the Dodgers money line. Cash Kane says Mets money line, maybe an under for Cash. Also, let's see here. Mets for Doge from Trevor Davis. Hello, Trevor. He likes the Mets. Robert's on the over here. Jermaine's on the Mets. And Luis likes the over. Great to have all these comments on baseball. Nobody likes basketball or hockey. Mets are going to hit the team total by the 3rd inning. Doge says Kershaw's washed. I just think Kershaw needs a few. We'll never see vintage Kershaw. Maybe I think there's a chance you could get occasional vintage Kershaw, right? Let's see here. Tariq says Mets and the under. Let's go to the Doge. Let's go to Gorky here right now. With the coverage from EuroLeague today, he likes Panathinaikos to win over Fenerbahce today. They're laying 2 points, but he says, I think, money line on both of these. Also likes Olympiacos over Monaco today. Olympiacos is a 5-point favorite. And seeing a little bit of movement here, actually. Let me see here what we got. I actually have the breakdown on this game. I'm gonna join here with Gorky, and I am going to actually go under in this game. It's been moving here, so I'm going to go under in Monaco and Olympiacos because I want to play along with Gorky here.
Play.
And thanks, Gorky. Also, Mets here for Jim. Also, Fernando on the Mets. Sancho says the whole world's on the Mets in this one. Yeah, maybe because against maybe like we were saying, trying to talk up Kershaw, but maybe if that's what people are going to go against here a little bit. And Gorky says Olympiacos did lose to Monaco last time those teams met. I gotta make a play in this important game. So I got Monaco and Olympiacos under there. I've already missed 1.5, it looks like, but that's cool. Thanks, Gorky. Keeping us updated on Euro baskets there. Okay, now we got game. Let me see if we fix this here. I think we got the pitching arranged here now with this game for Baltimore. Let me see here. Do we have Baltimore's pitching? Is it Charlie Morton? I'm going to go ahead and put Morton in here. I think that's what they were talking about. I probably should do a little better job, but it is a doubleheader after all. And the total is 9.5 over, it feels like. 135, 9.5 over 15, maybe here in game two with Baltimore and the Red Sox here in this one. Let's see what you got here with Morton going up against Giolito. Uh-oh, let me check something out here. Oh, no. Washington and USC and Washington, the game did start. I didn't know there was a time change, and that game did start. I'm sorry if I blew it for anybody. I said the game started at 11 Eastern. It actually has gotten underway here in the Big Ten with USC and Washington. That game is underway. USC was a $3 favorite in that one against Washington. There also was some college baseball steam that came in on UTSA in their matchup against FAU. I'll mention this one starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Texas San Antonio taking the steam here. They were a 225 favorite, but they are up to 240 right now against FAU. Okay. Anyways, here with Morton. Let me see if that. I kind of want to investigate it further right now, but maybe the Orioles are waiting to see what happens in game one or whatever here. So for Giolito, we know about him though for sure. 6.64 ERA and 4 starts. Not looking great here so far with a 305 batting average against a 320 BABIP coming into this one. So we'll see. It's a doubleheader. You guys don't have to make a pick if you don't want to, but this is the second game of the doubleheader today. This evening, like I said, it's a day-night doubleheader, so we'll be on our 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific time here in this one. So let me see. There's a few comments here. I won't have too much of a handicap. It does feel like here. And yeah, Tariq missed the move here a little bit. I think it was 163. So all right. And Jermaine says, you got to be joking. If it's Morton against Giolito, I'm going over the alt line. Give me over 11 runs in this game, says Jermaine, right? I kind of agree with Jermaine there. Let's do it, Jermaine. Give me the over in game two. The fact that you said that makes me laugh, and I will take the over as well. So will Robert. And Tariq says, Red Sox will win both games here. Either win or Washington. I don't know. Tariq says I think he likes he likes Boston in both games today against Baltimore. I'll reserve the side here a little bit. Seems like we've been hitting those totals on the game twos of the doubleheaders. Usually we go under though. All right. And Doe says he's got a doubleheader split. That's what he said. And Nasty Nate likes the Red Sox here in the first 5 today in game 2. To be clear, because I think he had that same. I think he said first 5 in game 1, man. First 5 in game 2. Thank you, Nate. All right. And now we've got this one with the Guardians and the Tigers. We just mentioned that steam that came in on Cleveland. So you got to respect this. And now let me update the line here because it's all the way down to $1.20 or so for the Tigers. So
final.
Hey, look, you see yesterday's game, right? With Cleveland winning against Detroit in game 1 with Bybee over Flaherty, so you know they can do it. Let me see here, 115 for Job, and the total now 8.5 over or 9 under. I'll call it 8.5 over 20, but there are 9 under 15s out there as well. So anyway, in this one, you have Jackson Jobe here. So far this season, the Tigers are 8-0 with Jackson Jobe on the mound, despite a 4.12 ERA, but 238 batting average against. I guess kind of lends to the fact that Jobe is a good young pitcher here. He's 4-0 so far this season, 2.61 BABIP for Slade Ciccone World Tour. He's 0-1 so far, a 5.4 ERA in that first start, and a 364 BABIP. But I kind of respect the move a little bit, but if anything, maybe it's just making a discount for me. I'm going to be on the Tigers here before I even go to the chat. Detroit's won 12 of their last 17. They're 8-3 in their last 11 at home, despite the loss yesterday. The Guardians played pretty well against the Tigers for sure. They kind of have their number, 6-2 in the last 8 games for the Guardians over the Tigers. Cleveland has lost 4 of 6 coming in, despite the win there yesterday. Cleveland's also gone under in 5 straight, including 5 of their last 6 on the road. But despite Cleveland's dominance here of the Tigers here of late, we know that this Tigers team is a little bit different right now than, well, I don't want to say in years past. I mean, we know they're a playoff caliber team, but so far, 33-18, extremely solid. Guardians, though, 27-22, looking pretty good. Tigers average a full run per game more than the Guardians here, and their pitching has been better as well. So give me a little discount, and I'm going to end up on the Tigers here. I was going to use it as my premium, but I'm not sure about the total here at this point. I think it's going to make my card, but I'm going to go with Detroit. I feel a little bit better right now anyway about it. And here we go with, let's see, is Luis on the under on this one or the last one? Jermaine's on over here with Cleveland and Detroit. So is Robert. And Tigers will bounce back, says Tariq. Jermaine likes the Guardians team total over. Goops is here taking the under today. And Jackson Jobe is the most profitable pitcher, says Jermaine. How about it? And let's see here. Doge says he's got sees steam coming in on the strikeouts here for Jobe over. And Doge says, Jobe's got that heater. All right. I'm going to take Detroit in this one. Then next up, my Padres taking on the Braves here with Nick Pivetta going up against Chris Sale. You got Sale here, $1.35. I'm sorry, not $1.75 here. The Braves, did they get steamed or something, or what's going on here? Did I miss something overnight? Maybe this Padres losing streak has a better spooked here, because the Padres were the team that took the widely reported steam, but oh my gosh, look at this price on the Braves here, $1.80 now here, and the total is $7.5 over 20. There are some 8 unders. The widely reported steam came in on the Padres and the under, but the move is clearly on the Braves and the overs. I don't know what to make of this, but $1.80 right now. Yeah, this Padres batters are not doing well. Sure, they're going up against Chris Sale. Padres against left-handers. Nothing special, but they are 8-6 so far. But man, that line can't be right to me. I don't know if I like this at all. I mean, probably have to go back to the Padres here. I wanted to take the Braves at a reasonable number, but not at this price. Sancho says the Braves got steamed, right? Cash Kane says he's got the Braves on the run line here, and Goops says he's got the Braves on the run line. Our new poster, Goops, knows what to do, like he's been here before. So, man, all right, I kind of want to take the Padres now at this price. That seems kind of crazy. So, give me my Padres in this one. With that big increase in price, I just can't do it. Padres will figure it out and get it squared away here, but yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough situation. Kind of hard to put anything positive behind the Padres after they lost again yesterday to this losing streak here right now. Pretty bad, but maybe they'll get up for the Braves here. The Braves are down 11.5 units so far this season. Padres are at least a break-even proposition, and Pavetta, very solid numbers, 2.83 ERA and a 0.99 whip so far. Also, 193 batting average against here for Pavetta. Solid numbers. Sale, good numbers here, 3.62 ERA, 274 batting average against, but a 384 BABIP. Got to raise a few red flags anyway to get me on my Padres. I'll do it. All right, we'll go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one with the Padres and the Braves. Padres have won 6 straight meetings against the Atlanta Braves coming into this one, including 6 of the last 7 games here in Atlanta. Padres have been the winners. Braves have won 4 of their last 5 at home. Padres in a 6-game losing streak. Things have been ugly, says Goops. And the Padres have gone under in 5 of their last 7, although they've gone over in 5 of their last 6 on the road. The Braves have gone under in 12 of their last 17 games overall. So I'm going to take the Padres, though, at this price. I got to update my prices here. All right, a few comments here right now in this one. Let's see what we got. Few more, I think, is what I'm saying. All right, Jermaine's going with the Tigers there. Jim's on the Padres, and Tariq says, look, Padres had to play extra innings in Toronto and then still fly to Atlanta for the game. And yeah, it was. That's the thing there yesterday. It was a day game, though, but Real Madrid Doge says take the Padres. Jermaine says I'm not taking the Padres. Braves for Robert here. First 5. Braves first 5 there a little bit. Sancho, Braves first 5 and run line. And Ron says, hi, Ron G. Nice to have Ron G. Says Padres here on the do not bet list here, probably on this losing streak he means right now. And also Stimmy OG. Wow, what a great Stimmy. Man, it's so nice to see you here, Stimmy. Where you been? I've been over here for almost 9 months right now, I think. 8 months here on Sports Money Network. Hello to Stimmy. True chat room legend. All right, I'm going to take the Padres, though, here with that plus money now. What is the run line, though, too? I want to see here. I figure it's probably pretty high. Even too high for a run line fool like me. Minus $1.50. That's not too bad. And the Padres here, kind of want to play it more. That's still a great price, but I do want to win. I almost want to come in on the Padres run line now. Minus $1.50. Probably I'll just take the money line, but just know that I'm probably going to be all over there a little bit. All right, there's Sancho saying that. Okay, next up, going to kind of the more toward the Midwest evening action here with Texas on the road taking on the White Sox. We've got Texas for sure favorite here with Tyler Mahle. $1.80, it's even higher. Maybe $1.90. For the most part, in the total, 9 over 15. For Tyler Mahle here, some of the best numbers in Major League Baseball, a 1.47 ERA, 185 batting average against, and a 225 BABIP. coming into this one. Molly is 2-8 to the under so far this season. He's 5-1 overall, but the Texas Rangers are 6-4 with him on the mound. For Burke here of the White Sox, 9 starts, a 2-5 record. As bad as they've been, the White Sox are 4-5 with Burke on the mound. It's got a 4.69 ERA and a 1.5 WHIP, but a 2.57 BABIP indicates, that Burke is pretty good out there despite that 4.69 ERA. I think 1.5 WHIP. He's got to cut down these walks. He's got a 12.5% walk rate here. But look, the Rangers don't have much offense, right? 3.4 runs per game. They do it with their great pitching, allowing 3.4 runs per game. As bad as the White Sox have been, right? 20 games under 500. You look here, really allowing just 4.4 runs per game. Yeah, it's not great if you're some contending team, maybe. But for the White Sox, I think that's pretty good. If they had any offense at all, they'd have a few more wins, it feels like here. So not only Molly 2-8 to the under, but Burke is 3-4 to the under. But I'm going under. I think that's what I'm saying is I'm going under here. Maybe that probably should have been a premium. Maybe it's a freemium right there because what are you really going to do with the side in this game other than probably take Texas, right? Is Burke good enough to maybe consider the run line here against a weak offense of this Texas team? Well, Texas has beaten the White Sox in 10 straight games. And I know that's not a huge deal because the White Sox are so bad, but 10 in a row is still got to be considered, right? White Sox have lost 6 of their last 7. Texas has lost 5 of 6 coming in here. Texas has gone under in 1,000,000 games in a row. Well, it's 5 in a row right now, but we know all season Texas has been the biggest under here. So, like I said, I'm probably I don't want to say wasting a premium. It's never a waste. I want to give the best plays out here that I can. Yes, I try to maybe save my best for the paywall plays or whatever, but I'm going to end up here I'll take the under at this point. White Sox and Rangers have gone under in 7 of their last 8 meetings against one another. The White Sox have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Texas coming in here, like we said, on a little bit of a losing streak right now. They've lost 4 in a row coming into this one. They're 8-18 to the under as a favorite. Let's go to the chat here a little bit with the Rangers and the White Sox. I've already committed to the under. So here's Ron G says, take the Texas Rangers in the first 5 cash game. Rangers minus 2.5 in this one. Not much respect for that White. Even though I'm trying to sell the White Sox a little bit here. Look, maybe the White Sox will be my play eventually on the run line. I feel like that's what I should have went with here on the show, but I don't know. I feel like I've been cheating a little bit with all these Rangers unders we've been making. So let's just use it on the show here. Rangers for Tariq. Luis likes the Texas run line too. Goops says Rangers in this one. The White Sox I got news for you, Goops. The White Sox ain't going to be showing much, but maybe they can get one here. Let's see here. Doge says he took the Padres back in that other game. Jermaine leaning to the under, I think, in this one. And Tariq going under here. Robert's going under here. And Goops says under as well. And like I said, I feel like that under play is pretty good. I probably should have maybe used that one. Like I said, I've used Texas so much. It's a premium here, a premium there. It just always, and maybe that's why I haven't used it here as much on the show. But all right, maybe I'm worried that the Rangers will get a bunch of runs. I don't know. I'm going under. Royals and Twins here, big division matchup for sure. Good matchup with Cameron here. Man, what do you think of Cameron so far in his 2 starts? 0.71 ERA coming into this one. Look, the widely reported steam came in on the over here. right now, Minnesota with Lopez, $1. They're up to $2. What? What did we'll call it $1.90 maybe here, but total in this one is 8. Maybe 7.5 over at some spots here right now, but it's heavily juiced. Yeah, the 8s are kind of juiced to the under, except at the sharp books where it's 8 flat. But the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. You got Cameron here, these great numbers so far, and it's just 2 starts for the left-hander, but still, .63 whip, 0.73 batting average against, and a 0.59 BABIP. Now it's only 2 starts, but he's pitching pretty deep into these games so far for Cameron. Kind of looking, yeah, he doesn't run so deep for Noah Cameron here so far, but man, he's looked good. Lopez, we know, also has been very, very solid. 2.4 ERA, .933 whip, 200 the batting average against here, but still the Sharps came in on the over here in this one. I don't know if I'm buying it, quite frankly. And man, with Kansas City and this big number here as well, not much respect here. Look, we know the Twins have been on a hot streak, but Kansas City's pretty good too. These guys have basically the same records. Both teams are 5 games over 500. So I don't know what's gotten into the Twins. I don't know where the money's coming from here right now, but let's see. A run line here for Kansas City plus 1.5 at minus 140-ish or so. Let me take that. Let me take Kansas City on the run line here, but even the money line looks pretty good. It just looks like the line's just way too high at this point. And what am I missing? Either half the lineup out or something? It's making me even check the injury report here a little bit with Kansas City. No, other than the fact that, Kansas City's got a couple of good pitchers on the injured list. Remember, it's still the Twins here. I think they could get some of these guys back here today, right? I think it's the 7 days are up for those guys that were on the short injury list. Maybe that's part of it too, but there isn't that big of a difference between these two teams, right, guys? Am I wrong about that? Goops took the Twins, Cash Canes on the Twins, Irish Kings on the Twins, Doge, Twins, Smash Spot. All right, obviously I'm wrong about this a little bit. Too late now. I'm on Kansas City on the run line. Just doesn't seem like the Twins should be a $2 favorite in this game where it's relatively even. Yes, Minnesota's won 8 of 10. Coming in. Kansas City definitely coming a little bit back down to earth here of late. Still, Kansas City's won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Minnesota, 13-2 in their last 15 overall. Minnesota's gone under in 5 straight. Minnesota and Kansas City have gone under in 8 straight games against one another. Here you got a good starting pitching matchup. Kansas City's gone under in 4 of their last 5 and under in 14 of their last 22 games on the road. Now, here's maybe the catch, right? Kansas City beats Minnesota at home very frequently, including the teams just played back in April. In a 4-game set, Kansas City did win 3 of the 4 games. However, here in Minnesota, Kansas City has lost 17 of their last 20 games against the Twins on the road. So maybe there's a little bit of that in there too, but not for me at $2. Everyone's on the Twins here but me. Here's Luis on the Twins. Bobby Mack does say over here, and I will say this. I'm going to be overruling my algorithm over here. Mr. Computer just saying, follow that steam, take the over. And I'm not sure I'm gonna, but Robert is doing it, and I don't mind that, I guess. Probably still make it to the under here for me, especially if they're going to hang an 8. All right, twins for Tariq, and Ron says, and he says he'll just take a prop here. Buxton for a single. And Doge says it'll be all about the home team in this one. Under is the better. Tariq, I will say that. So we talk a little bit about, these overs a little bit with the chat, but there's no doubt the under is the, well, you know what I like to call it, the value side, right? The line has gone up. If you like the under, that is the value. I always make a point of that because so many people disagree with me and my definition of value. And Irish King also likes Buxton here. So do I have it right, you guys? He's ready to come off he didn't play yesterday, right? I mean, he's ready to come off the injured list today. Is that right, you guys? I didn't miss something there, did I? They were off yesterday, right?
Steam play.
Okay, let me pass along some steam here in the WNBA right now real quick. Golden State and LA, we're seeing steam to the under here. Another under possibly for the Golden State Valkyries. It was 160.5, but right now this one's at 159, maybe even 158.5. Seeing some steam to the under in Golden State and LA. Okay, Jermaine will agree with me on there, and Irish King says, they're talking about, but that was on the 15th for Buxton, so I think he's eligible to come off. Probably should or could look into it here, but I want to keep it rolling here a little bit right now. I know that is a major injury here. All right, I'm going to have to take a peek. Only because you guys are putting him in a prop there a little bit. That it made me think that he was eligible here. Yeah, both Buxton and Correa set to return here, it looks like. And okay, I see it now. Correa set to return, but Buxton is still struggling there a little bit. That he is a step behind. So maybe Buxton could miss the game still today. He is scheduled to return this weekend. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. Let's move on. And Irish King says Acuna Jr. Yeah, that's big news there for sure. All right, another matchup here, another good weekend matchup, big matchup in the American League West here with Seattle and Houston. Take a look at the standings in the American League West right now. Seattle is on top, 28-21. The Astros are in second, 2.5 back, 26-24 for Seattle here. You've got Emil Hancock going here in this one for Hancock. We know the numbers haven't been great. 6.21 ERA, 3.49 BABIP, 1.68 WHIP, and 7 starts. The Mariners are 5-2 with Hancock pitching. He's 1-2 overall. So, if he can get them through, the Mariners in those great bats, averaging 4.7 runs per game, can come through. The Astros are all about this great pitching, but Gusto, 4.65 ERA coming into this one, a 1.51 WHIP. So Gusto is a little bit better option here, it feels like. But right now with the Astros at minus $1.20 or so, see a little bit of a square books going up to $1.25 or higher, and the total 8.5. Over 20 in this one. Let's see what you've got here between the Mariners and the Astros key series here right now. Coming into this one. All right, let's see what you got. Goops is on the Astros here. All right. Man, not much from you guys, I guess, in this one, but I'll go ahead and make my call here. I'm going to go ahead and try the Astros. I'm sorry. I'm going to try the Mariners here as my pick on the show. For the Mariners here, they are 5-2 in their last 7 games. They've won 7 of their last 9 on the road. Now, Houston is 4-1 in their last 5 games at home, but Seattle has won 8 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams here in Houston. Seattle's come in and beaten them each pretty severely a little bit. But you guys are kind of on the Astros here. Maybe I jumped to conclusions there. We said Goops was on him. Jim's on the over. Robert's on the over here in this one. Nine Legacy says, take the Astros again. They were able to beat up on him yesterday. Luis is on the Astros. Irish King says, same game parlay here. First 5 and team total there. Tariq gives a lean with me to the Mariners. And Jermaine says he's going to the Astros team total over here. I'm taking the Mariners here at even money. I guess I didn't learn my lesson yesterday with Kirby, but I'll try the Astros. I keep saying that. I'll try the Mariners here again. I'm going to try the Mariners. I like the total in this one probably as a premium, so I'm going to try the Mariners again. Next up, the Diamondbacks are going to take on the Cardinals here with Zach Gallen going up against Miles Mikolas in this one. For Mikolas here, 3.77 ERA, 1.2 the whip, 234 batting average against Zach Gallen. 10 starts, 3-5 record of 5.14 ERA for Gallen so far, but he's still a favorite here on the road, $1.25 or higher. It's probably higher. A total here, 8.5, shaded to the over for sure. 8.5 over 20, it looks like. I'll call it over 15. They're not all there, but certainly a move here to Arizona. I'm not buying it. Come on, the Cardinals continue to be, one of the pleasant surprises here right now. Both teams have lost 2 in a row. Coming in, St. Louis lost to Detroit in those final 2 games, and meanwhile, Arizona lost the final 2 games there to the Dodgers. Coming into this one, but with the Diamondbacks favored, I'm going to have to take the Cardinals. I'm pretty sure here at plus money for the Cardinals. They've won 13 of their last 17 games overall. Now, 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams here in St. Louis have gone over, but 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone under between the two. Arizona's gone under in 14 of their last 20 games overall. I like the Cardinals here in this one with Mikolas over Gallen. Let's see what you guys have here. Goops took the over. Irish King is on St. Louis on the money line. I'm going to go ahead and take St. Louis as well. Cash gain on the over here in this one. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams here in St. Louis have gone over. Robert's with me on the Cardinals. All right, we're winding it down here in the major leagues with the Yankees on the road. Taking on the Rockies here in this one. And I do have a little bit of a pitching change there, right? Let me make sure it is Gordon, right? Because this was originally supposed to be Dolander, but I believe Dolander has hit the disabled list with forearm tightness. Prayers up. Hopefully that'll be just a temporary setback for Dolander. He's obviously looked I know everybody says, the numbers are bad, but I still like the look of Dolander here moving on in the future. Anyways, for the Colorado Rockies here, they've lost 9 of their last 10 at home. They've lost 5 straight. Yankees have won 6 of 7 coming in. Like we said, the steam came in on Colorado. You're still looking at mostly $3 here for the Yankees, even at the sharp books right now. The total definitely. Let's see what we got. Are we getting some discrepancy here in this total right now? Showing some books at 11.5, and some books are at 12 over here at this point. I kind of want to check this out a little bit. Let me pass along some steam here in college baseball. Duke and Florida State. We're seeing this move to the over here right now with Duke and Florida State. It's going to be was 11, but going up here right now in the ACC matchup that goes off today here at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. It's going to go up to 12. It looks like from 11 to 12 in the Duke and Florida State game. Steam to the over. Hey, we give you coverage of college baseball. We're not breaking it down. We're not like D1Baseball.com or any of those great sites. Where do you think I get my info from? I read that, basically just read that recap every night there during the regular season. Can't watch all the games in college, but man, they do a great job. So I feel ready to go with more college baseball. But anybody know, no secret. Okay. I watch ESPN Plus and I just roll one game after the other, just go to the closest games when I watch the college baseball. But that D1Baseball.com site, I'm no secret. I mean, that's what I like to read to, preview all the games every day. It's a great site. Yanks on the run line for Luis here. Jermaine said that gallon price was pretty sus. I'm an old final. Oh, they were one of the guys in the chat was teasing me, the old man, like I was an old man yelling at the cloud last night. But hey, man, I use the word sus. Okay. Cards all day for Doge there on that last one. And Goop says maybe this is the one for the Rockies, right? This is kind of the one they would win, maybe. And Doge says go. He wants the props on all the Yankees here. Yankees team total over. Is that the play there? Look, the Phillies came in there yesterday, and they won the game. What was it, 2-0? I don't think they covered that 2.5. I think we lost, right? Hi to Dana Delp. Nice to see you there, Dana. Talking about that TCU game we had under there, right, against Houston. Thanks, Dana. And, we'll have a package of college baseball going out for sure, but it's going to be on the winnable. But we'll have some on those other shows too as well, I think. Okay. Doe says, look, he's going to roll with all those 1 through 9 there and think he can hit at least 5 or 6 of them. Jim Deweiger says, not here, not now, not with Schmidt. Robert likes that over 11.5. Robert, yeah, if you can get that 11.5 over, that looks good, right? Because I'm showing some 12s out there here right now. Like it's a feels like a big old discount. DraftKings, though, also is 11.5. I'll just say, I don't know if there has been a move the other way. I was going to look at my Circa app here because let me see if I can. Because usually when there's a big discrepancy, you roll with you roll with Circa a little bit. And they do list on the line service here 12 over 20, and some of these square books are at 11.5. And I want to see what they have. Okay, no. See, they are down. I'm just a little bit behind the line service here. Says also 11.5 in Yankees and Rockies there on my app. There it is on my Circa app here in Las Vegas. 11.5. So, okay. They just line service may have lost their connection here on that. So that is a move to the under. We said the steam came in on the under in that game. I'm what is the run line here with the I'll still take the Yank. Oh gosh, it's minus $2 on the run line. I can't do that to you here on the show, can I? And look, yesterday was 2-0, but it was a night game. I'm going over. I'm going over with the Yankees in Colorado. All right, I'm going with Robert. Nine Legacy says Cardinals money line and Yankees minus 3.5. I guess I learned my lesson there a little bit there yesterday, but Yankees are too juiced. I don't know if they are. Gosh. Ron says the whole world. Here's the thing I'll say about this, Ron, is, and again, right, like I said, we're still at $3 for the most part. Let me look at Bet Online though over here. I wonder if the line service is just struggling here. Or there's a problem because let me see what Bet Online's got. No, Bet Online is 270. So here's the thing I think on this is, the steam came in on the Rockies, the 8-win Rockies, as Jim likes to say here. And right, I agree. So I'm going to find a way to the Yankees here. I think the steam came in on the Rockies. That only is bringing a little bit of value to me to the Yankees here. Probably should play them on the show, but I'll take the over. Doge says he likes the Phillies and the Yankees and the Rangers. I think that's what he said there at plus money. All right, a couple more here right now. Let's go to the Marlins and the Dodgers. And you have Sandy Alcantara still trying to figure things out this season. This would be the season to deal Alcantara probably here, but he's got an 8 ERA and a 1.6 whip. 2-6 record. It really hasn't worked out here for Alcantara. He's up against UC Kikuchi. Look, people make fun of Kikuchi. He is 0-4, but he's got 3.5 ERA. Angels are 7-2 with Kikuchi on the mound. 251 batting average against and a 298 BABIP here. So not horrible numbers here for Kikuchi, but look at the Angels. $1.50 right now. Look, I don't know how many people are going to show up for this game, but the Angels with this winning streak, I have to have a feeling that the fan, maybe too bad they don't have a good opponent in here. Maybe the winning streak will get them out. Could they get 40,000 tonight? Could they get that many with a 7-game winning streak here? Miami's lost 9 of their last 11 games on the road. They've lost 13 of their last 20. Overall, Angels have gone over in 5 of their last 6, and they've gone over in 5 of their last 7 at home. You look at these two pitchers. Like I said, Kikuchi's been going over. Alcantara, despite some of those woes, is just 5-4 to the over. The Marlins are 3-6 with Sandy on the mound so far this season. Let's go to the comments here and see what you got. Marlins taking on the Halos here tonight. And Doe says, would you take LSU versus the Rockies on a neutral site? Might take them in Colorado, right, Doe? They could take advantage of the thin air. Angels team total over here. And Goops is on the Angels. All right. Doge here on the Angels. Tariq is on the Angels as well. I'm going to take the under here in this one with Miami and the Angels. Hopefully, Alcantara doesn't give it up. But again, you're going up against the Angels offense here, 4.3 runs per game. Marlins are allowing 5.8 runs per game. And let's see, Ron says Angels are on the Angels feed, definitely on the do not bet list. He's got a nerfy. Okay. Hope I mumbled that right. All right, one more in the major leagues with the Phillies taking on the Athletics here. I think we got the Athletics pitcher. Let me fix that here with Springs. I think is the starter here, and the line is Philadelphia at we'll still call it $1.80 or so. I'm showing some of the square books approaching $2 here right now. 9.5 under 20 with the Phillies on the road here in West Sacramento. A lot of talk about the weather heating up and maybe that the runs aren't going to still aren't quite coming here yet in the major leagues, but I don't know. It feels like in this stadium, it's all about to blow up here right now. Interesting news, or I don't know if it was news, I think it was more speculation or rumor mill, but the A's, look, they're not going to make the playoffs here now. They've started to fall off. But last week, when the A's were not in a little bit of a losing streak here and they were kind of threatening with maybe having a surprising season, maybe being in contention, that Major League Baseball maybe told the A's, hey, maybe like we didn't see it coming, but you guys might want to start planning on or trying to figure out what you could going to do if you make it to the playoffs. Now, obviously now with the A's all of a sudden running into a losing streak, they've come back down to earth maybe for the first time this season. But rumor has it before the 9-game losing streak, or maybe right at the 9-game losing streak, that Major League Baseball told the A's, figure something out. If you guys make the playoffs, we don't want you playing in 13,000 seat stadium. And the Giants have never been the team to kind of invite the A's to say, hey, come play in our stadium. Those two teams have had, maybe in some of the other 2-team cities like in LA, it's fun, but the Giants and the A's have had some problems with each other over the years, right, with the territorial. So the A's were rumored that they could be back in the Coliseum for the postseason. The Coliseum is not torn down. It's not closed. They're playing like rugby matches in there and different things in that terrible stadium. But I guess we don't have to worry about that now with the A's on a 9-game losing streak here. Phillies have won 7 in a row. Phillies have also won 6 straight on the road. A's have gone over in 11 of their last 14 games. This series has gone under in 16 of the last 20 meetings between the two. That is a several-year sample size, however. 5 of these losses for the A's have come at home during this losing streak. And Philly's been winning games here on the road here, right? Swept Colorado there in a 4-game series. And the A's got swept, of course, by the Angels. So, $1.80, that looks pretty juicy here right now, the way things are going. You'd think Philly with Wheeler should be able to take care of this right now. Wheeler with a 2.67 ERA, 196 batting average against, and a 5-1 record. Springs has been fine, 3.91 ERA, and a 244 BABIP. Pretty good here, it feels like. But I think Philly's on the run line, the very reasonable price at -1.5. minus $1.20 with the balls likely flying out of here. Give me the Phillies on the run line in this one to continue to send the Athletics back into reality, it feels like right now. Ken Mizrahi, man, it's great to see Ken Mizrahi here today. He said, talking about, I think that game yesterday with Severino getting rocked there against the Angels, right? Jermaine liked the Rays. Luis likes the A's, and Robert likes the over here in this one. And look, good. Feels like these pitchers are pretty decent. Pretty hard not to go with all the overs here at this point. Like I said, to me, look, we've been on it from day one, right? Yeah, I tempered it there after the first couple of weeks. In fact, it felt like we were on it in the right time when we started to fade the games there in West Sacramento. But there's no doubt when this weather heats up here, maybe especially in those day games like we saw yesterday, but still, this park is going to still have issues. The A's are 17-8 to the over at home right now. Phillies are 9-15 to the under on the road, maybe because sometimes the Phillies' expectations are so high that they'll have a big, a big game and whatever, but it does feel like to me we're going to see big time runs in this ballpark. We already know they are, right? I'm not telling anybody what they don't already know, but it's not coming back. It's not like going to slow down unless they, I don't know, send some. Are they putting ball? Can they put balls in humidors? Does that work for hot weather? I don't know. Phillies for Goops. And I'll take the Phillies on the run line. That's it for Major League Baseball. The show is almost over here, folks. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. Let's briefly touch on the WNBA. I'm doing a WNBA show every day, so I'm probably not going to always go too deep in the WNBA. It's over I'll say it's on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I do a WNBA show every day with the man Ron Crawford. So please consider checking that out. We're still going to cover the games every day, of course, here. All right. Let me get that last one up here with the Sun and the first one. I mean, with the Sun and the Lynx here in this one. We got Connecticut coming in 0-2, 0-2 against the spread. They haven't looked too good so far. They are 1-1 over under here at this point. And for Connecticut here, this is their first road game of the season. Got Minnesota 3-0. Two of those wins did come against Dallas, and Dallas isn't looking great here so far. Of course, these two teams met in the conference semifinals last year with the Minnesota Lynx winning 3-2, but that was before. This year right now, Connecticut is in a pretty big rebuild here at this point. Maybe ranking as one of the worst teams in the league, but man, I got to give them a chance here at this point. This line has gone up so far to 15 and 16 and a half now. Look, I get it. The Lynx, they're great, but this league doesn't always, if anything, over the first day or two, yes, there were some blowouts there, one or two or three, I should say, but the bad teams did close the gap a little bit, except for the Sky, of course. So I'm on Connecticut here as this line I was on them at plus 14. I better be on them at plus 16 and a half. So I'm going to take Connecticut. I still have a little bit of faith that Connecticut has a strong fan base, good support, that they'll figure it out here. Look, Minnesota's on fire with Collier right now. Just went for 28-8 in that last Dallas game, and it was a close game. Remember, nobody's really looking at Dallas for doing much, even with Beckers in there. They're not expected to be very good, but they were close to an upset in that game over Minnesota. But Courtney Williams made 2 key free throws down the stretch and had another key bucket there to get the win there, but not the cover, right? Minnesota is still 2-1 against the spread. They are 1-2 to the under so far this season. I'm taking Connecticut here in this one. All right, and Timmy Tushu, he's got some picks here in Italian League action there today. Thank you, Timmy Tushu. I do have my, let me get one for you here. I'm going to take Cagliari. Give me Cagliari over Napoli. Did you put that game in there? Oh, you didn't. You have the Inter game and BTT. Okay, but can I take the other Italian game? That was the only game that I've actually made a move on so far, was Cagliari against Napoli today. I know, they're a huge dog here, but I took them plus 2 goals at minus $1.10. So I did take Cagliari against Napoli plus 2 goals. They're a huge underdog, but I did take them plus 2 goals. Okay. Courtney Williams over 21 PRA for Doge. Robert likes the under in this one. And Goops, I think he said, I thought the line was 11, right? And I think it started out, I think he's talking about this game, at least talking about the total in that Colorado game here. I think it opened as low as 14 was the opener, I thought. Doge says take the Sun in the first half. And Betis here for Doge. Okay, or for, yeah. All right. And let's see here. Next up, you got the Valkyries taking on the Sparks. The Valkyries won their last game. They had that late surge past the Mystics as an underdog. Great job in that one by Golden State. Now, they did have Salon with her debut in that game. That was big because she didn't play in the opener, right? And she looked good in that second game. So joining the likes of Veronica Burton, they looked pretty good. Kayla Thornton, pretty good as well. Golden State, we'll see. It could be that they could be a team that could be a rapid improving team. It does feel like. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be playoff bound, but I think off that first game against LA that they got kind of blown out on, maybe they could even close the gap here on LA. The line here says, well, I have 11.5, but it's actually down to 10 this morning. And the total here is down to 159 or 160 here for sure in this one. So LA lost to Phoenix 89-86. But they did cover. They were getting, I think, 4.5 or 5 in that one, right? So LA did get the cover against the Mercury in that game. That was a game where the line kind of went haywire at the end because Phoenix was open like 2 or 2.5 and ended up laying 5.5 or 6 or something like that. And LA actually got the money. Golden State 0-2 is 0-2 to the under so far this season. LA, despite their 1-2 record, is 2-1 ATS. Woo! Got the yawns, and LA is 1-2 to the under so far this season. The steam came in on the under here, but I'm going over. I think we're going to continue to see improvement from the Valkyries, and I think the fact that they, really were held down in that first game by LA, and hey, Golden State looked good against a Washington team that people are starting to say, remember Washington started off 2-0, and people were kind of saying, hey, they look pretty good, and then Golden State came in and upset them. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over, though, here in this one at 160. You might be able to get 159 in this one here right now with that steam to the under. This is Golden State's first road game, but it is against a familiar opponent. So I'm going to take the over here in this one, despite the fact that really these two teams, like I said, combined 1-4 to the under. All right, let's see what we got here. Valkyries for 9 Legacy. 9 Legacy on the other. Also said, let's see here. Mystics on the spread and Mercury on the spread. Thank you, 9 Legacy. You are excused. And Real Madrid Doge says, I wish you could bet on the Women's Professional Hockey League. I think you can at some spots. I should probably find out for Doge. All right, next up, we've got the Mystics and the Aces here. And another one with a spread is kind of a runaway spread. It is down to 14. If anything, there's been a little bit of buyback here on the Mystics. Mystics got, like I said, feels like the Mystics have a pretty good team here right now coming into this one. You've got Brittany Sykes, very, very strong so far. And Kiki Iriefren, remember the great USC player, is a rookie here on this Washington team, looking pretty good. But Las Vegas defeated Connecticut 87-62 behind Asia Wilson, 22 points, 10 rebounds, and Jewel Lloyd looked good. Chelsea Gray also looking pretty strong here. Washington with wins over Atlanta and Connecticut. They're 2-1 overall, except for that Valkyries lost, or 2-1 against the spread, 2-1 to the over. LA or Las Vegas 1-1 after they lost that game, of course, to New York in the opener before they bounced back. So Let's see what you guys might do in this one. I'm on the under here. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here. It's already lower than this even as well here, all the way back down. It touched 169 and a half. Remember, we were just talking about it. And looks like even here on the show, it's already gone down to maybe 165 and a half. It opened 164, went all the way up to 169 and a half. Now it's come down to 166. The old head fake, maybe a little bit. And I'm buying into it. Give me the under here in this one with Washington and Las Vegas tonight here in Las Vegas. All right, and finally, these are 3 late games tonight here on these last ones. Phoenix and Seattle here in this one. You got the Mercury. Look, they're not only a fast starting team this season at 2-0, but feels like they're a fast starting team overall. They want to come in and jump on them leads early. It feels like so far, and they didn't cover against LA. I get that, but still 2-0 here, 1-1 spread record. Seattle won at Dallas 79-71 as a 3.5 point favorite for their first win of the season. That one did go under. Look, for Phoenix so far, Seitu Sabali, Phoenix is talk about revamping. Phoenix did the revamping here, and it feels like they've got a pretty good. They've got an okay team, a decent team here. They're 2-0 right now. I don't know if they're all that, but with Alyssa Thomas in there a little bit too. This line, I'm seeing it tick up to 6 here at a few spots. Now the total has definitely gone down to 157 and a half, maybe even 157. I'm not sure. Look, Seattle at home is very, very strong. I get that, but this line opened as low as 2.5 and went up here late yesterday afternoon. It shot up to about 5.5 here right now. So, hey, Gorky, are you still out there? I see Fenerbahce is up here upsetting Panathinaikos here so far in a bit of a low-scoring game. Panathinaikos having trouble getting rolling here. All right. Anyway, for the Mercury, I'm taking the over here. I think that this move to the under here right now, 156 and a half or so. Got 157 and a half there on screen, but I guess there are a few, and I'll take the over, so I'll just leave 157 and a half up there between Phoenix and Seattle. Seattle went under in both of their first 2 games. I'll make that clear right now, but I'm going to take the over here tonight. Phoenix getting off to very fast starts. We'll see how it goes against the Seattle team that should be very, very strong at home. And I think that's what the move is based on here is Seattle's home reputation right now, that they're supposed to have a strong season. And, Phoenix at 2-0, they probably overachieved a little bit here so far. They are 1-1 against the spread there. So I'm going to take the over here in this one. All right, then you get a bit of further breakdown from me on that other channel there a little bit. And Johnny says, don't get tarped. Real Madrid Doge likes Wilson under her point total and maybe Mystics first half. Goops likes the Mercury, and Robert likes the Mercury. And ironically, here right now, we've got some steam coming in. It's on the Sparks, ironically enough. We just mentioned that the Sparks had gone down from 11 and a half, right? Back to what did we say? Let me go back to that graphic here. Back to 10, but right now, back up to 11. So, hey, if you like Golden State, that might be the way to go. The Sparks are back up to 11, maybe even 11 and 11 juiced, and maybe go to 11 and a half. It feels like steam just came in right now. That was the one you heard on the Sparks over the Valkyries tonight. All right, so that's just the steam. That's not my play. Remember, my play was on the over. So I'll have some premiums, though, here. Join me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Check me out if you want to get more plays from me. I've got plays for days. I understand that there's been some criticism out there of high-volume handicappers giving out too many plays. Hey, if you want less plays, this show ain't for you. If you want a lot of plays, then I'm for you. I believe in high volume handicapping, right? There's too much variance in professional and college sports for me to narrow it down to 2 or 3 plays a game. If I played 3 plays per game, and go 2-1, would it be a miracle percentage, right? 67%. Hard to find anybody in the world that could ever do that. You'd have to play such huge, first of all, you'd have to be playing high limits. Obviously, you'd have to have a great rapport with your bookmaker because you need the highest limits possible. Playing at 2 or 3 games per day because you're probably not going to win over 60%. So imagine that. So what I try to do is I play the landscape of sports, just playing modest plays on a lot of games. This is how I believe you have to do it. There's too much variance. There's poor officiating. There's injuries. There's crazy things that happen. We always are right. We're always like shaking our heads. What the heck just happened? Because of variance. So you got to accommodate for that and try to make your share every day. So I believe that volume is the key to do that. Join me over at winnable.com to get a lot of plays from me every day, not only here on the show, but also with those premium picks. So do appreciate that. Go to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code STEAM. Send out usually a couple packages a day. Last couple of days I've just been there was some light schedule there, so I just kind of put all the plays together in one update. But still, you get a lot of plays from me for just 56 cents a day when you subscribe for 1 month and use that promo code STEAM at checkout. It's all powered by winnable.com. This is similar to those other, the Dub Club and the SoBet, those sites. And when you go over there, I think it looks pretty good. Cool, they're there with me. You'll find me there on the page like this, and you can subscribe there. That's what it looks like. And then you scroll down and maybe choose that monthly $19.95 there, or you can subscribe to Zero as well, right there. That's to get the free plays here. And then you just click on the little Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever you want. And there it'll come up and, hey, you want to get it for 1 day there like I just did? $3. That's pretty good. You'll get about, probably today, 5, maybe 10 plays on a card like this. And look, I really do the charging like this, pay for the technology we have. But yeah, maybe a pizza or two, right, as well. But mostly it's just about keeping the organization, see who's interested, right? Look, we've got a few dozen subscribers, and not everyone pays the 56 cents a day, right? Some of them, the average, the Winnable has it. So I just want to let you know, you guys are like, hey, selling picks, whatever. I make about $1.18 per subscriber, and we've got, a few dozen subscribers. So I don't know what that means. That's not a lot of money. It's enough to get some pizzas, some pay for the services we have, and things like that. So when you support me on the channel, that's what's going to here. We're not, look, I'm not going to get rich and then leave the channel and say, boy, I sure pulled one over on those guys. Here I'm, approaching 60 years old. I might as well take advantage of my chat. No, that's not it at all. Just trying to cover some expenses here. And maybe I'm a degenerate late in the night betting on women hitting their balls across the net. All right. Guess that's going to do it here for the morning Steam show. Oh, wait a minute. We got one more game I want to cover here real quick. It's UFL night. Let me see if I've got it here. I've got my play. Oh, pardon me. Here. Let me go with it here right now with San Antonio and St. Louis. I thought I had a banner here on the game. Let me see what we got here. I gotta type it in. The Battle Hawks. I don't know what did I type over it. Battlehawks are a 6.5-point favorite on the road against the Brahmas. in San Antonio tonight. There we go. There we go. And I'm taking the Brahmas here at home. They're getting 6 points, it feels like right now. 6.5 points here. We are also seeing a big move here. There was some original steam that came in on the over, but we're seeing the sharp move right now to the under here at 41.5. I'm not sure about the total here. The public is heavy on the Brahmas. The public is heavy on the under, so I might be a little square here. I'm taking the Brahmas at home. Again, they're not very good, but I'm going to try them at home against the Battlehawks. All right. I don't think anybody's got anything there, do they? All right, that's it for the morning steam. Appreciate you, folks. Hey, remember, join me over there at winnable.com. If you like college baseball and you're not sure where to go, not sure who to play, look, I'm just, like I said, I love reading the coverage over at d1baseball.com and do look at some other stuff as well. But hey, I've watched the games and I've got some college baseball picks for sure on this big card. So why not join me today? If you do anybody who joins me today, if you do the $3 subscription there, I'll put it on the entire weekend. I'll give you Saturday, I'll give you Sunday. Just want to get you signed up and in the I don't send out any spam or anything like that. I control it all. So all you get is whatever you want to get from me from those picks, either the free picks or the subscriber sports money premiums there. Look, you want to get Mikey's sports money and Jeff's sports money premiums, do that. Please do that and get those plays on our tab with that extra subscription level, the gold and silver levels. Those guys are great, believe me. But that's not how you're going to get my premium plays that I offer on Sports Money. This is how you're going to get those plays from me over on Sports Money. So not to make you pay or subscribe or join more, but just know that my Sports Money premiums are going to be on this Winnable app. It comes right to your phone or desktop, so works pretty smooth and seamlessly, and it's all powered by Stripe, so your charges are well protected. Their Stripe is one of the biggest payment processors in the world for many other things, not just information services, but goods and products as well. So it's a real fine way for me to do business, and it's been a real blessing here for me to do that. It allows me to come on here and do this show every day on the Sports Money Network. So, all right, that's it. Catch Mikey today at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, and wish him a happy birthday, won't you? Mike's birthday is tomorrow, and he's going to be out of town with no UFC. We're not going to have any additional coverage. So please, everyone, get in there today with Mikey Money and wish him a happy birthday as he goes on a little vacay over Memorial Day weekend. He won't have a show on this Monday. I know I screwed it up here, and I cost him a bunch of viewers last Monday, but I understand for now he's taking off this Monday. So he said I canceled it. Thank you to Robert Spoons. Nice to see you as well. And Johnny going to go Wong the Brahmas and the under here in this one. He said, yeah, you can't. They won't let you parlay them or tease them, I don't think, over there. Well, we can do it anywhere with this league. But all right, everyone, thanks a lot. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be back as well on I'll be here on Monday on the holiday, so we'll make up for it. Also, I just want to let everybody know, so we did take just want to look at this here real quick. We did have a winner just now. Oh man, Rabakina. She didn't cover that game spread at all because she lost that second set. Oh boy. All right. Well, hey, at least we're on Nori here. I know that you guys said Joker to rock, but I did take Nori plus 4.5 games against Joker. Right now it's 9-9. Nori's going to probably win this second set. I think he's about to close it out and send it into a third set. So I think he probably will get the game spread here. And just about set to go, FAA and Rublev here. I think I'm did take a bet. Let me see if I can't pass it along here anyway. And I did take FAA in that matchup against Rublev. Didn't put it out, just bet it. So I'll just let you know right there. When I do that, it means it's not as strong. If I'm just betting it, don't put it out there. And also, My favorite, Danielle Collins, is up against Samsonova. Now, that's going to be a little bit tougher for Collins, I think, to cover the game spread in that one. I didn't give it out, but man, she'll be. It'll be tough enough for Danielle, I think, to win that match. She's a pretty big favorite, though, at $1.75 or $1.80 against Samsonova. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the Morning Steam. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.